The CDC says strong evidence supports the idea of returning to in-person schooling safely. The health agency released guidance for getting students and teachers back in the classroom. Hope Ford reviewed the new guidance and joins us now live. And Hope, these are just recommendations, right?
Right. The CDC says they can't force schools to reopen fully. They can only lay out a plan on how to do so safely. But I talked to a kindergarten teacher and the head of the Georgia Association of Educators, and she says she would actually prefer if the recommendations were a mandate.
We want to follow the science. Every educator wants to be in the classroom with our students.
The CDC recommends 5 big steps: mask, physical distance, hand washing, cleaning schools, and testing and contact tracing. School systems like Atlanta Public say they're already doing these things. But Lisa Morgan with the Georgia Association of Educators says that's not the case with every school system.
We do have school systems here in Georgia who do not require everyone in the building to wear a mask. We have school systems who do not implement social distancing. They have full classes of 25, 30, up to 35 in high schools.
The guidelines also call for improving ventilation, which could be as simple as opening a window, but that's not always easy.
A great many of our school buildings now, due to security concerns, no longer had windows that open.
So that means improving the ventilation systems in schools. And that costs money. It's why many educators are hoping a $130 billion economic relief bill aimed to help schools reopen passes through Congress. The other big piece of the CDC guidelines, vaccinating teachers. The CDC says that's not a prerequisite to reopen schools, and Morgan agrees.
Even once educators are vaccinated, we are still going to need masks and social distancing, hand washing, the ventilation, the contact tracing, and the testing, because our students will be the last ones to be vaccinated.
Another piece of the recommendations is what to do if there's a COVID outbreak in the community. The CDC recommends that elementary schools would actually go to a hybrid of in-person and virtual, while middle schools and high schools, they should go to all virtual. And the health agency says that's because older students can transmit the disease more easily. Jennifer?
All right, Hope, thank you so much. We have that full report on 11alive.com.